Alright, guys. Welcome to Reynor versus MarineLorD. This is the quarterfinals of the Rotti Wardi Cup. I'm doing a really professional intro because I think I'm going to put this on YouTube with the title, "Oh my god, epic DreamHack rematch." Because when these two played in DreamHack, it was freaking incredible. Reynor in the top left side, MarineLorD in the bottom right. And MarineLorD won against Reynor, and he played amazing games. It wasn't like cheesy or anything, it was like strong, straight up games. So yeah, I get the feeling this one might be on YouTube soon. If this is just half as fun as the games they played in DreamHack, I think we might have to go for the clickbait title. If you do watch this on YouTube, do hit the like button if you enjoy the video, and do consider subscribing. It helps us out a whole bunch as we continue to get the YouTube back on track. As we get this one underway. So just a quick intro, if you're on YouTube, this is the Rotti Wardi Cup. The ESL Open Cup this week postponed due to maintenance on the ESL website. So me and Rotterdam, we teamed up to make this tournament. We put $150 in each to start, $300. And we basically put 50% of our donations on the day into the prize pool. And people are pretty awesome to get behind it. So right now, the prize pool of this tournament is about $1,500. So it's actually a pretty big deal. We're almost at about twice the prize money of a regular weekly ESL Open Cup. So kind of a big deal here. And that's kind of your intro to the tournament. And we're playing on the new ladder maps. These aren't officially out for another day or two. But we know what they are, so we're going to play on them. And obviously just thought that would be some good fun. Hey, thanks for the subs, guys, as well, very quickly, if you're on Twitch. I'll shout you guys out properly after this game. Just want to try and keep this one clean, just in case it gets the YouTube treatment, you know. I don't want to... I was kind of mean to the YouTube commenters the other day. I made fun of them a little bit, so I want to try and keep it nice for them and say sorry. I appreciate you YouTube viewers. I just like to call out one or two trolls every now and then, and obviously that's not very nice of me, so I apologize. Alright, so a factory on the way up here. So far, just an SCV scout to begin with, and he's going to keep the SCV around because he wants to try and double check the third hasn't come down yet. Obviously, we'll see which map he wants to take the third on. This map is pretty small, Curious Minds, but Reynor just played Keller Zur on it, and he actually said what I kind of believe in as well about this map. Yes, it's a smaller map, but it's a very open map. There's a lot of space to work with, as you know, as the Zerg. I think it really makes up for the size of the map not being so large. You know, small maps typically not good for Zerg because Terrans can easily push across them. But with the map being so open, it kind of counteracts that, at least for TVZ, so it makes one interesting dynamic. I'm kind of excited. Reaper is actually going to catch the drone trying to make the third, so that's getting kind of delayed pretty heavily now. Link speed isn't ready for a few more moments, so MarineLorD really doing a great job of keeping this Reaper active, and he gets the drone kill. So that's a fantastic start from MarineLorD at the very least. As you see this drone trying to come back. Oh, just gets there. MarineLorD was trying to block it once more. There would have been a few more seconds blockage, because obviously once Link speed is done, this Reaper can't really stick around. He gets one more Ling, but this Reaper will pay the price for having stuck around this long. So long, my good Reaper. You were honestly a hero in this game. You did a lot of damage. And as he falls, he will be remembered for about the next 20 seconds before we find the next new exciting thing in this first map of the best of 3. Drones in production, a third hatch down the low ground. We have the cloak coming up on the starport as well, so we're readying ourselves to go into some Banshee production. Or it's a fake out. And once this Overlord gets denied, maybe we'll cancel that cloak. But at the moment, he still keeps it going. He just never started Banshee, which seems weird. But maybe that's part of the mind game, right? You kill this Overlord, and now you're like, I'm going to start the Banshee. Reynor scouts again. Obviously, the investment into Overlord speed, allowing him to get a good set of information on exactly what his opponent is up to. He sees exactly what is going on here, pretty much, play by play. So he shouldn't really be caught off guard by anything. It's so difficult to deny scouting permanently when the Overlords have that speed upgrade. It is an early investment from Reynor. It is 100 gas you put in early to make sure you can get it. So that's extra economy that could have gone elsewhere. But again, it serves its purpose. And in this case, you will just start up the lair. You'll have your Overseers to help out for detection against those Banshees. And yeah, this should be pretty cool. So yeah, I like what Reynor's doing so far. What was really rough for Reynor in the DreamHack series was the early game. Multiple times he was just behind in the early game, and he had to fight from behind. And while he did a great job of fighting from behind and getting into the later stages of the game, fighting from behind is obviously just not ideal, as these Hellions get 3 drones, and they'll get out for free. 3 drones is okay. You know, more than that, we're starting to worry, especially if these Hellions are out alive. That is already some damage being found by MarineLorD as Queens try to make their way in toward the center of the map just to keep deflecting the Hellions. We've got the Banshee into the main. There is a Spore here, but not as many Queens. And from afar, the Banshee will snip at a couple of drones, gets one, and we'll just move to somewhere else, maybe behind this mineral line, right? It's an opportunity there. Or just chase the Banshee that's now out of position, or the Queen, sorry, that's out of position. Queen taking a lot of shots, actually, and that's... might have even been a 1 HP before it regen, but at least 2 HP. That is a low HP Queen just slithering out of there alive. And that's another drone kill, so again, just finding the annoying positions. Because the Queen is low, you can't actually, you know, use this Overseer until another Queen shows up. And finally, this Banshee is pushed back. But nice little play initially from MarineLorD. He's going to scan for some creep tumors here. Would love to get rid of the active ones, force more energy usage out of the Queens. They can replace this right away, but now this is a creep tumor. You know, it resets the cooldown on this set of creep tumors. So these creep tumors now have to go from here, and then they have to spread forward again, basically. And he even gets rid of 2 of them once more, so he's actually just denying a lot of Queen energy, and he's going to get them again. Can he actually get all of them? He targets the higher HP one as well. Wow, so he actually has a really successful time on this creep. And now he's putting pressure onto the 4th base as well, so MarineLorD is playing a great opening here this far. He's actually putting on some great pressure. It's going very well for him. I'm excited about this game as he forces a cancel on that hatchery. So far, so good. On the left side, another hatchery from Reynor will come through. This is really impressive. I mean, this is honestly just damage, damage, damage. And yeah, okay, you look at Eden's lost 6 drones, doesn't seem ridiculous, but you gotta remember you're now canceling the 4th base. You know, you're forcing the Queens around, you're slowing down the creep a lot. There are a lot of positives here initially from MarineLorD, and you can see the supply lead he has. Okay, Reynor has some money to spend, but this fight's gonna be rough. He's gonna have Bane speed, but he will be down the 1-1 upgrades. As Hellion, Marine, and a tank will move on forward, and he's already going to get himself an Overlord, a Queen. Counterattack immediately, though, from Reynor into the 3rd base, and there's no defense left behind. And obviously, the Hellions were with the army. If the Hellions were left behind, easy cleanup. And now Reynor sees if he can get himself out of here. So far, it seems like he can. We'll see if he can set up a flank or another counterattack. He grabs a Hellion for the moment. Now, we'll see what he wants to do as MarineLorD is on the edge of creep and thinking about trying to deny this 4th base again, this time with the Marines. The Banshees are going to go lurking into the main, and Reynor even invests another Spore Crawler here to try and help defend those Banshees, warding them off. Maybe use it as an anti-drop Spore Crawler a bit later in the game, put it towards the edges a bit more so perhaps. As Lings are fighting these Hellions, I mean, Lings are going to lose out, but at the same time, Banes crash into this mineral line for 10 SCVs. 6 drones dead to the Banshee play, though, so both players being tested on different portions of the map. And here come the Marines pushing forward here. Well, you need some support so these Balins can connect. And look at Reynor's money. He's got so much money, and he's only got 9 lava. He actually just can't spend the money he's been making. So, lava problems here from Reynor. Slowed down, interrupted in his gameplay. And for the moment, it looks as though MarineLorD is making absolutely just kind of, you know, is getting full love out of this. Looking great for him as we do see the Banshees coming through. A few drones already going down. Marines up this top side. We have this hatchery taking some more damage. Bane's thinking about rolling in toward this army of MarineLorD. We see an Overseer taking a few more shots. One Baneling comes in. A couple Marines get taken down. Banelings on that bottom side get picked off as well. Hatchery still taking damage. Overseer, the Queens, and the Lings trying to press their way forward as... in we go once again. The few Lings trying to pick a fight. Reynor surviving for the moment. The Banshees are still in the main, by the way. They have 11 kills on them. It's just the attention they're taking up as well. And right now, this Queen... oh, the Cloak. The Cloak was beautiful. Last second, he baits the Queen to stick around because you're expecting the Banshee to just die, so your Queen's going to be okay. And then you cloak it out of range, and that's beautiful. Here we come with the flank on either side. Submarines can't fit into those medevacs. The tank gets one more shot off. MarineLorD is pushed back for the moment. Reynor still with money in the bank. If he can make use of that money, he will take a supply lead for the first time in a while in this game. This map gives us really fun games. I've been advocating for this map since I saw it in the TLMC. Like, I really think it's just a really fun map. I think it's great. It's awesome. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, I really think it's been fantastic to watch games on this. It was great in the TLMC event, and so far it's been pretty fun here right now as well. So... kind of intrigued as to if it continues when it hits the ladder. I mean, we've had one game today on this, which was already... In fact, 2 games today, which were very fun on this map as well. I think this map's going to be a real classic in the upcoming map pool. I hope it sticks, because so far, the signs are good. As we do see Ling Bane hitting this third base. On the top right side, MarineLorD still trying to push, splitting back a little bit. All these depots going down. I mean, he's like 40, 50 supply blocked at the moment, so he needs a ton of depots. Actually had a bunch building already, but even those 4 that finish up aren't enough to unsupply block him. That's how many depots he just lost out on. Ling Bane kind of thinking about diving in towards the Marine tank force. Here we come from the other side as well, wrapping around, and you just got to lift out of there as MarineLorD, and he does escape once more, bringing more Marines across. Secured his 4th base during all of this, and he will set up a 5th CC now as he recreates the wall off to protect this 3rd. Ling Bane going to go back down the south side. Got a siege tank in his sights. Just going to come through and wrap around on that tank. So first tank goes down. A couple of Banes split off to the Widow Mines. They go down as well. A lot of SCVs being chased away. Our Liberators still up in the skies. I'm just going to be seeing the Ling Bane continuing forward, chasing down after these Marines. A lot of Marines getting chased as Reynor just happy to run in for this fight, going all the way through. A couple of Libs going to try and siege up. He's already got SCVs being killed on the 3rd as well. There are just Lings everywhere. He came from the top. He came from the left. And Reynor has really fought his way back into this one. The early game was great for MarineLorD, but Reynor played a great mid game. And MarineLorD never found a way to push past this tower and properly onto this base for the kill. And that's failure to find damage there. And consistently trying to find damage around there is definitely where it went wrong. And obviously just now MarineLorD lost this fight, last fight, big time. That's where Reynor has really excelled in the last few moments. That planetary blows up a few Banelings. Can we repair this? I think we do. Yep, that planetary stays alive. Well, that's a big win for MarineLorD, because that's a lot of supply. Reynor just flung onto the planetary fortress, and he obviously gets some workers and some damage, but not that much. 8 SCVs killed. For that amount of Banes, you obviously want to get the planetary, right? And yeah, that was a little bit unfortunate, as we do see one Baneling is going to connect. MarineLorD just couldn't find the target fire I think he was looking for. He's trying to bait these units back into the mine and into the Libs, but well, the Libs are the only thing left standing with this many Queens. Well, the Libs better get running, and oh, we get that kill as well. MarineLorD again unable to make progress up this direction. He's trying to hug this side because these are the chokes on the map that he can use to push with more effectively. It's just as soon as he steps out of that choke, this area here, this little bit of creep, Reynor is making very good use of it. That one poor Baneling was the Widow Mine bait as Lings are back in over here. Obviously, the 3rd base has been broken down so many times, and at this point, obviously, a bunker would have been fantastic. In this case, he defends it this time, but it's one of those things where initially this base was fine, then it took a lot more damage as the game got crazier, and so it really becomes a bigger problem. Nice Widow Mine shot on the Banelings. I believe that was a retarget. As MarineLorD is equal on army supply, still pressing, just down 40 workers. Corruptors are showing up. Now, you might think, why Corruptors of all things at this stage of the game, but Corruptors are actually really good against the Medivacs and of course, the Liberators. And I think he just wants to take down some of the air control, get rid of the Libs, maybe you kill a few Medivacs as well. It's just going to whittle MarineLorD down. And I feel like the Corruptors are sturdy enough not going to get picked away at right now, as Marines actually die for this Ling Bane, but the +3 attack allowed them to do well. I mean, the Marines did way better there than I thought they were, clearing out that first set of Lings despite the Marines being low HP. I think that was an upgrade advantage that worked out as this hatchery finally goes down. I mean, MarineLorD's been looking for this kill for 5+ minutes. And as it gets it, and there's Widow Mines, by the way, putting in work, 16 and 5 kills. Obviously, he gets it, but Reynor's just so well set up down the left side of the map that I just don't think this base ever really matters now. His first Ultras are on the way, +3 Carapace and the Adrenal Glands all on the way up at the moment. Looking pretty great as a few Marines get here and those Lings turn around. Have to scarper on out of the fire there. Excuse me, sorry, my throat's clogging up a little bit. I was just trying to grab a drink. Marines do get another Marine or so as our Lings want to try and run up the ramp. Fine over here, Liberators. I mean, this is the thing, right? Liberators are up and they will help against the Ultras for sure, but then the Corruptors are here to deal with the Libs, so then what answer really is there to the Ultras? And that's when you typically want Ghosts, because Ghosts can obviously shoot down Corruptors, they can snipe down Ultras, and they're just more versatile than the Liberators once the answer for Libs is on the map. MarineLorD's going to go into a different direction. Reynor's going to attack where he's attacked 100 times before in this game, down to that third base. Doesn't find too much this time. Bio Army escaping out to the bottom left corner where a hatchery, drones, and all of the rest of it will continue to drop. These Corruptors, targets a bunch down. I like it because, like I say, if you can open up the possibility of A, escaping here, and B, just being able to deal, get the Libs up against the Ultras, maybe you've got some chances. 3-3 against 2-2 is absolutely shocking at the moment as well. He's getting so much off these upgrades as Reynor has nowhere to run these drones. Suddenly Reynor is being run around stupid, and he's in some trouble. These Banes trying to crash into the Marines. A few more Banes showing up. On the bottom side, Ling Bane Ultra going to force a liftoff on this orbital command. And we drop a chunk of Marines into this main base as one Corruptor goes down. The rest of the Lings are going down. Another Corruptor doesn't die. I mean, but again, the Corruptor count's been reset. MarineLorD has just won like every fight in the last little while. He should have fought that. I think you can fight until the Banes arrive. I mean, maybe he's afraid of new Corruptor showing up or something, but I guess he's also going to be fine back over here. Libs can siege up on the left side. This game really slipped away from Reynor. I was going to be seeing the Widow Mines lining up. I mean, these shots could be friendly fire. They could be anything. It was some good friendly fire. And Reynor actually does clean out on the left-hand side, but 39 dead drones, by the way. His worker lines have been murdered, and he only has 50 workers left, so that 90 drone count is not going to sustain him any longer, as he will find some SCVs in return. The economy of MarineLorD will take its own few hits. He's actually going to get this orbital. No response from MarineLorD. And that's an orbital down. Well, that means a few less mules, a few less scans. That's always expensive, as the Queens want that Liberator so badly it gets away, and that means it can repair. There's drones dying to Widow Mines. And 46 drones remain to 48 SCVs, and what a freaking incredible game one. The hype is real in this first map of this best of 3. Marines unloading from the medevacs. We're starting to move our way up to the top side. Ling, Bane, Ultra Queen, all wrapping around the upper right-hand corner. And just going to be seeing these couple of Libs figuring out what they want to do. Widow Mines trying to burrow up. A couple more Widow Mines getting blasted right away. The Libs on siege just fine. I mean, this is not the prettiest fight for MarineLorD, and Ultras remaining versus the Marines were actually not bad. They just wanted to get back for some transfusion. They wanted some of that sweet healing. Queens carrying them medkits on their backpacks and getting those Ultras back up to full HP, as MarineLorD is going to struggle for money. He does not have a lot of mineral patches left. He is mining out of this game. His worker count doesn't matter if he doesn't have bases to mine from, and Reynor has more minerals left here. He's got more mineral patches left here, so he has more resources still mining on the map. MarineLorD is running out of time to make some more plays and deny another base or so to keep this going. It's going to be seeing a couple Ultras still trying to come through. The Corruptor's trying to aim for those medevacs as well. Ultras, I mean, a couple more chomps will do wonders on this, but obviously you get kited back off creep. What a hectic first game of this best of 3. I told you guys this might be a good one. I'm glad I did the YouTube intro. Look at us now, YouTube. Here we are. An amazing game on our hands, in fact. Gonna see our Bioforce gonna have to kite back a little bit. Ultras? Well, I mean, need transfusions, right? Uh-oh, one Ultra actually dies, so misses the transfuse. Reynor's dropping in supply a little bit again. He's struggling to really get units that can get into properly the fights. I mean, that's where the Banes would help, but this is all off creep, which is never good. Things over here, they'll actually struggle to fight a little bit. I mean, they'll clean up, but they only have +2 melee. It's been one of those games where Reynor's just been poor. And he probably prioritized initially the +3 carapace, and now it's just at a point where he can't afford the +3 attack, because the game is so scrappy. Carapace is better than the melee typically. Obviously, it's nice to have the melee too anyway. But in this case, yeah, I mean, it's definitely missing these Widow Mines. A bunch of them going to start going off. Nice splits to minimize the mine damage. So much of this bio is low HP. More mines going off. The Ultra on the right side fell. Did it die? I think it did underneath that orbital. Corruptors get rid of the Liberators, and this scrappy fight continues. This Ultra's getting transfused. Go, Ultra, go! Kill everything! 16 kills and count. Make sure the queens keep up to you, though. He kites back. He gets a heal. Back in, shutting down Widow Mines before they're back. The bio units are terrified of him. He just doesn't stop running at them. But finally, Hero Ultra is gone. And these few Marines and Marauders are going to fight the queens, which might actually get them anyway. Probably not. They have no damage output because they have no missile upgrades. So these queens are going to start dropping as well. In the bottom corner, a few Marines have gotten a few drones of Reynor that are mining as well. This hatchery in some extreme trouble, as the queens will all be cleared out over here. So the transfusion ultralisk strategy is now broken because there's no transfusions left. There are only 2 queens left on the map. And it's the hatchery count that's going to be carrying some of Reynor's lava here, as his injects have stopped as well in such a crazy, hectic game back and forth. Absolutely just non-stop. 50 army supply left apiece. What the units have like at this stage of the game? 10 Marauders, 12 Marines, couple Medivacs, and 6 Mines. The problem is Reynor has 40 Lings and 4 Corruptors and a handful of Banes. Affording more Banes is part of the problem. He needs to get some gas mine. He actually has some on the top. On the bottom side, this orbital command is just landed. Like, MarineLorD's really like out of money to mine from, so he needs this base. This might be the game changer if that gets to mine. He's trying to take the top right corner too. He obviously denied the hatchery that was attempting to go up over there. Bane's running through, a couple of Widow Mines involved, but everything gets blown up / lifted into the Medivacs, and now this fresh base is going to get broken. Lings in the top right too, and MarineLorD's going to leave as Reynor gets to the fresh bases and can deny the mining. MarineLorD can't build anything because he's got no money. And that's going to be GG. Holy freaking goodness. That was an incredible first game of this best of 3. Right now is in the top left-hand corner of the map. Our blue Zerg player from Clash is Reynor. Taking on the red Terran in the bottom right side. Down a game after an awesome start on Curious Minds. Our red Terran player is MarineLorD. Zawon, thank you so much for the 15-month resub as well. Hype, I don't know why it didn't start. I feel like we're literally meant to be a sub away from it starting, and then it didn't start. So the hype train just actually scammed us. Unbelievable. That should have worked. That should have been it. Scam train. Maybe the hype train's broken from all the hype. Oh, no, it's just lagging. It can't believe all the hype. It just started. Okay. Yeah, guys, no ESL Open Cup this week because the ESL site is under maintenance. So we are stepping up and giving you guys your weekly dosage of StarCraft 2 action on the Monday. Game 2, and we do just have Hatch, Gas, and Pool setting up to get this underway. When are the new maps out? Should be, I think, tomorrow or Wednesday. I think it's tomorrow. What amazing maintenance planning, good time in ESL. I mean, what can you do when... I mean, they have more tournaments than StarCraft, right? Like, it is not possible for them to, you know, it has to happen at some point. And generally, Monday is the least busy day of the week because most tournaments happen on the weekend and stuff. So, yeah, I mean, it's not, they have to do the maintenance on the website sometime. There's more than just StarCraft that happens, so it's not like our tournament isn't going to happen. It is just going to happen on a different date. And hey, what's up, Curiosity? Thank you so much for the fresh new sub. Second hype train of the stream hype, I know. Mental. That's a rare occurrence. Anyways, let's talk about the game a bit as the Reaper and the Lings get into it over on the upper left-hand side. So fighting a little bit. Reaper last time was amazing. Delayed that hatchery on the third base, got a drone, got a Ling. That's going to be seen our second and third CC is on the way up. So 3 CC opening from MarineLorD here. Nice, you know, quick economy focus. That's okay. The subs are going to stop flying in. Just because I'm going to put this on YouTube, guys, because it's been a great series so far. I'm just going to mute the sub sounds, but I really appreciate it. Excuse me. I really appreciate it, and I'll read everything out after the game. Sorry, I just had to cough. My apologies. Oh, excuse me. Choking on subs, apparently. Thank you so much, WeShock. Like I said, I'll read everything out properly after the game, guys. Because so far, this is an amazing series, and I want to make sure we do it justice. Oh my god. Alright, couple Hellions and a Viking on the way up. As you do see a couple of Queens coming through as well. Just getting my footing back in the game. Remembering where we're at. Did we open Overlord speed again? We did. So Reynor really just wants to know if MarineLorD is up to like anything sneaky early on, you know. He wants to just make sure he is fully aware. And in this case, you're basically paying to scout a fast 3cc, which is a little bit of a feels bad because it's like, oh, I'm paying to scout that basically nothing's coming my way. But you also know now you can be as greedy as you want to be as well. So yeah, you know now you can be pretty much as greedy as you want. You can kind of just drone. You're not going to be under any pressure for a while. You know the starport's not doing much apart from a Viking. You know it's a faster stim. I mean, the information is there. And that's what Reynor pays for. He even loses a second Overlord here as well, which is obviously... That is kind of expensive, losing a second Overlord. I feel like you already knew pretty well what was going on. So yeah, to lose like a second Overlord along with it, that part kind of surprising, I would say, is Reaper Hellion back down into the center here. A couple of lings being picked away at on this ramp, and we do have the SCVs able to get a ling or two in the natural. Hellions up to the top. Just going to see our Viking pushing this Overlord around a little bit. Overlord taking some shots there, and Hellions are going to come through, get a creep team a kill. The Queens are there to push the Hellions away. And obviously, we do just have this little bit of setup still as just Reynor takes the fourth base. This is Berlingrad, which is, I think, one of the new maps that's going to see a lot of play as well. It's kind of that kind of medium size. It's not super short. It's not super long. Actually, you can push pretty quickly from your third up towards the Zerg kind of base up here. And with like high ground and stuff too, so you can get here pretty safely. I would imagine a lot of pushers might kind of like to kind of take down these rocks and like go up here or get up here into position and stuff and fight down this ramp. Still a ways on the ground to kind of go around here though, I guess. Maybe if you want to push the fourth base, you could go here for your expansion, work your way up here, and then you can play high ground versus the fourth base. That might be the way to do it in the future. It'll be interesting to see how the expansion patterns and tendencies, what the habits become on these maps. Obviously, this is kind of crazy because like even a map like Romanticide, after a couple of months, the very common ways of expanding on that map they changed because people figured out, oh, if I take this base instead, it's easier to defend Hellions, for example. And then I can take this base, my fourth, which just removes this push, which is very problematic. I can get the creep in a certain way. So we kind of have that all over again now that we have new maps. Expansion patterns will take a while to be figured out. People are going to be trying different things for a while, testing, different kind of games on for size, different ways of playing on for size and stuff. So, yeah, kind of expecting some stuff like that as we do have Marine Tank Medevac up the right. Going to grab a Zergling. A few Banelings. Just going to be morphing in on the bottom side there, so we're already looking for the wraparound. MarineLorD does end up pushing to the top, so like I say, a bit weird that then maybe you don't take this as your third, but like I said, maybe you just didn't think about it initially, or maybe he was expecting Reynor to expand in a different pattern. Yeah, like I say, there's a lot of figuring out to still be done. These guys have known about the maps for about a week, but a lot of them have been playing DreamHack until a couple days ago, so they don't necessarily know exactly, they haven't maybe had the chance to play on them a whole bunch yet. Marine stem in. They want to go for those Queens. Lang's just going to take a shot from the tank from afar. And these Marines are going to keep the pressure up, putting those Queens into some trouble. Again, it's just dangerous because if you commit onto this, you're likely to get the lift up. But he actually got the medevac low enough that he could commit easily. And now he's going to wrap around and get himself a couple of siege tanks too. It's a full cleanup bar that one medevac, which he only got away with, only got away with 6 of the Marines as well. So, Prince is going to drop down the crew spread, and we do have our Marine tank Hellbat force making its way down the bottom left-hand side, picking off a creep tumor in the center. And just again having ourselves, well, a lot of creep of Reynor continuing to push down through the middle of the map. Our Queens are going to push up the ramp as well and chase away this medevac of units. Marine's going to get rid of a few more Zerglings, so a lot of Lings going down. Hellbat in the front. We're going to split these Marines up, and a lot of the Banes honestly connected pretty well. The Hydras are coming through too, and I actually think MarineLorD's in trouble. He's lost a lot on the top side. He lost a lot on this left side. I don't know if he's going to have enough to really defend a push in right now. It's going to be scary. What might be scary is if Reynor gets 2-2 and then attacks, because 2-2 is obviously going to be ahead of MarineLorD's here. And if he's aware of that to some extent, he might actually just be able to hit with the 2-2 timing. That would be brutal. As we are going to be seeing a couple more Widow Mines getting shot down. Ling is going to go jump on the siege tank. A few Banes morphing in. Hydra's coming through. This army of Reynor continue to make some progress here as Marine medevac trying to see what can be done. A few Banes going to start rolling their way forward as well. Widow Mine shot goes off. Couple medevacs in some trouble maybe. These Banes are getting closer and closer. We're killing off Widow Mines before they can shoot with the Hydras. Obviously, Widow Mines aren't the best against Hydras either. He does cancel a lot of these morphing Banes, so that's a win for MarineLorD as he'll keep Reynor off of him for just a few moments longer. Again, a lot more Ling Bane coming through. You don't see kind of like Hydra Ling Bane a lot anymore. You usually see like Ling Bane into Lurkers, and obviously you kind of go via Hydras, but in this case, like, you know, yeah, I mean, in this case, like, you're actually playing the Hydras. You don't really kind of like just building a couple to make the Lurkers with them, right? Oh, Bane's getting dangerously close. A couple of medevacs on the right side ran out of stuff to heal, so they're just wandering forward. It does just feel like MarineLorD lost momentum a little bit too heavily in this game, and now Reynor obviously just kind of really pushes in on top of this base. This mineral line's gone. These Marines are getting crashed into, and Reynor takes a bit more of a convincing game 2 than game 1. Still a fantastic series with that first game being extremely entertaining. Jeez.